Good morning, class 12th Commerce. This is your subject Economics, chapter number 4, Money, Macroeconomics, lecture number 2. In this lecture, we shall discuss about types of money and the functions of money. So let's first begin with the forms of money, or you may say types of money. 4 types of money. Number 1 is commodity money. For example, shells, gold, salt, sheep, etc. Second point is representative money. That means paper money representing a commodity. Then point number 3, fiat money, paper money not representing a commodity. Fourth is electronic money, that means paperless money. So now let's discuss commodity money. See, basically in your syllabus, 4 types of money are fiat money, fiduciary money, full-bodied money, and credit money. We'll discuss them here. See, commodity money. Commodity money, whenever any commodity is used for the exchange purpose, the commodity becomes equivalent to the money, and it is known as commodity money. For example, your barter system. Fiat money. Fiat, the word fiat means command of sovereign. It is that type of money which is issued by the command of sovereign, that means which is issued by the government, which is issued by the authorities, which is issued by the order. For example, paper money is paper money is the example of fiat money. All notes, coins which the people in a country are legally bound to accept as a medium of exchange is known as fiat money. Are you clear with the term fiat money? See, commodity means whenever the commodity represents the money value, that commodity becomes equivalent to money. That is called commodity money. Commodity money is a good whose value serves as the value of money. For example, gold coins are the example of commodity money. Commodity money has been replaced by fiat money. Now are you clear that why in your book fiat money, fiduciary money, full-bodied money and credit money is given, not the commodity money? Because commodity money is replaced by fiat money. Commodity money, it was there during the time of kings, princes, when gold coins were used as the money. Whenever kings were impressed with with the people of their kingdom, they used to give them gold coins or silver coins. So this was earlier, this system was earlier. Gold coins were issued and they were treated as money, but now commodity money is replaced by fiat money. Clear? So fiat money is currency which derives its value from government regulation or law. It differs from commodity money, which is based on good, often a precious metal such as gold or silver, which has uses other than medium of exchange. So now clear with the definition of fiat money, that fiat money is that money which is issued by order or by the authority of government. It includes all notes and coins which the people in the country are legally bound to accept as a medium of exchange. So there are certain features of fiat money. Let's discuss them. See, it is issued by the government. It is monitored by the government. It has physical medium of exchange. It has unlimited supply. Unlimited supply. So can I say that RBI supplies unlimited money? No. No. This point is partially correct and partially wrong. Economy does not have unlimited supply of money. But money is supplied for the work done by the people. Clear? So this we have discussed. What is commodity money? Commodity money is a good whose value serve as the value of money. Gold coins are the example of commodity money. Commodity money has been replaced with the fiat money. So here, third point comes fiduciary money. Fiat money we have done. Fiat money आया किसके जगह पे? कमोडिटी मनी की जगह पे. चलो ये हो गया. अब फिड्यूशरी मनी क्या होता है? देखो, fiduciary relationship. Fiduciary relationship means the relationship which is based on trust. If there is trust between two parties, we'll say that they have fiduciary relationship. So fiduciary money depends for its value on the confidence, on the trust, that it will be generally accepted as a medium of exchange. Unlike fiat money, it is not declared as a legal tender. Legal tender means it is not declared by the government that it will be accepted as a medium of exchange globally. No, it is not declared by the authorities, but still it is accepted as a medium of exchange. Instead, the issuer of fiduciary money promises to exchange it back for a commodity or fiat money if requested by the bearer. As long as people are confident that this promise will not be broken, they can use fiduciary money just like regular fiat or commodity money. For example, checks, draft. Why you accept them? Because you have trust in the banking system. There is trust between the payer and the payee. Checks are fiduciary money as they are accepted as a means of payment on the basis of trust, not on the basis of any order of the government. It is not ordered by the government that you pay through checks, or it is not ordered by the government that you promise to pay the bearer the check payment. No. So checks are the example of fiduciary money. Fiduciary money depends on its value on the confidence. That means it is the money which is accepted as the medium of exchange because of trust between the payer and the payee. Checks are fiduciary money as they are accepted as a means of government. So here is one question, that can you think of a situation when money plays no role? See, money plays no role in a situation when there is no exchange. For example, an individual or a family surviving on an island without exchange. Fiduciary relationship, fiduciary money, one of the four types of money. The essence of fiduciary is confidence and trust. In fact, that will be accepted when presented for exchange. Whenever you will go to the bank, you will present the authentic check. Your check will be accepted and payment will be transferred or offered whatsoever is required. So, this term fiduciary is derived from the word fiducia, which means trust. Anything can be fiduciary money, theoretically at least. That means until and unless there is trust, there exists a fiduciary money. If you don't trust your parties who is issuing the check will no more act as a fiduciary money. So, fiduciary money exists only because there is trust between the payer and payee, and also there is trust in the banking system. Recently, it's not recently, just 2 years back, 1 or 2 years back, there was SBI scam, Nirav Modi scam. No, it was Punjab National Bank, or I don't remember. It was SBI Bank or PNB Bank. I don't exactly remember. That Nirav Modi case was there. So, if there is any scam in the banks and there is loss of crores and crores rupees, so those crores rupees are of whom? They are of the customers. They are of the general public. If every bank start making these scams, these scandals, will the public survive? Will the public hold the same interest, the same trust? No. Next is full-bodied money. See, full-bodied money is money whose value as a commodity for non-monetary purposes, that is, the value of metal coined is as great as its value as money. The main full-bodied monies in modern economies have been the coins of standard metals like gold and silver. That means full-bodied money refers to the money in terms of coins. See, जहाँ पर commodity value इक्वल हो जाती है मनी वैल्यू के, दैट इज नोन एज फुल बॉडीड मनी. ठीक है, जैसे कि अ रुपी कॉइन ड्यूरिंग ब्रिटिश पीरियड इन इंडिया वाज मेड अप ऑफ सिल्वर. सो कमोडिटी वैल्यू ऑफ कॉइन वाज इक्वल टू द मनी वैल्यू एट दैट टाइम ऑफ इशूइंग. तो अगर आप उस चांदी के सिक्के की बात करो और उस पर जो अमाउंट लिखा हुआ है, तो उस चांदी की और उस अमाउंट की वर्थ इक्वल थी. मार्केट वैल्यू उस सिल्वर की और उस पर जो लिखा, जितनी अमाउंट लिखी गई है, फॉर एग्जांपल ₹1 अगर उस पर लिखा गया है तो दोनों की वर्थ इक्वल थी. बट प्रेजेंट में इज दैट पॉसिबल? आज जो आपका ₹1 का सिक्का है और जिस मेटल से वो बना हुआ है, दोनों की वैल्यू इक्वल है? नहीं. फाइन, क्लियर विद द फुल बॉडीड मनी. नाउ विल प्रोसीड विद द फंक्शंस ऑफ मनी. See, we have done the form of money, fiat money, fiduciary money, full-bodied money. सी वन इज लेफ्ट, दैट इज क्रेडिट मनी. क्रेडिट मनी मतलब मनी वैल्यू ज्यादा हो जाए कमोडिटी वैल्यू से. ठीक है, जैसे अगर सपोज 10 रुपी नोट है, उस पर 10 रुपी लिखा हुआ है, 10 रुपी इज द मनी वैल्यू, कमोडिटी वैल्यू हो गया वो पेपर. तो कमोडिटी वैल्यू ज्यादा, उस पेपर की तो वैल्यू इतनी ज्यादा नहीं है जितनी उस 10 रुपए जो उस पर लिखा हुआ है उसकी ज्यादा है. सो क्रेडिट मनी रेफर्स टू द मनी in which money value is more than the commodity value. Clear? So let's begin with the primary functions of money. First is medium of exchange. The most important job of money is to serve as a medium of exchange. When any good or service is purchased, people use money. Money makes it easier to buy and sell because money is universally accepted. Money then provide us with a shortcut in doing business. By acting as a medium of exchange, money performs its most important functions. So that means money acts as a medium for sale and purchase of goods and services. In the absence of money, goods were exchanged for goods. Agree or not? Implying that exchange was very difficult, exchange was limited. Introduction of money has separated the act of sale and purchase. Double coincidence of wants is no longer required. Exchange is simpler, unlimited exchange. So exchange function of money has changed the nature of production activity as well as the level of production activity. Nature of production activity has changed because production is no longer subsistence oriented. Production is market oriented. Second is measure of value. Now see, value of different goods and services can be measured in monetary terms. In the same way as we can measure weight in kilograms and distance in kilometers. Money serve as a measure of value in terms of unit of account. आप देखो अकाउंट्स बनाते हो, अकाउंट्स में आप किसी भी पर्टिकुलर गुड की वैल्यू क्या लिखते हो, ₹1000, ₹10,000 और एनीथिंग. सो गुड्स की वैल्यू रुपी की टर्म में लिख रहे हो. वाई? बिकॉज यू कैन मेजर दैट गुड इन टर्म्स ऑफ मनी. इंश्योरेंस कराते हो, इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी लेते हो, वो गुड तो नहीं है, सर्विस है. स्टिल उसकी वैल्यू इन टर्म्स ऑफ मनी होती है कि नहीं होती है? So money served as the measure of value. Now secondary functions of money: standard of deferred payments, store of value and transfer of value. So first let's discuss store of value and transfer of value. See, store of value मतलब आप उसको जोड़ कर रख सकते हो, स्टोर कर रख सकते हो. Fine. Storing wealth is easy with the introduction of money. You can store your wealth in the form of savings. There is no loss of wear out. There is no loss of expiry date. ठीक है? So you can save your money for future investment, for future contingency, prosperity. Fine. So this is what store of value. Transfer of value. So money serve as a convenient mode of transfer of value. देखो transfer of value कैसे? आप कंजम्पशन करते हो, एक्सपेंडिचर कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर होता है, इन्वेस्टमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर होता है. It is owing to the function of money that the concept of global economy has come into existence. Markets have expanded globally. There are global business corporations because of ट्रांसफर ऑफ वैल्यू, हम मनी का ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं ना फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू वन अदर प्लेस. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपके पास जो मनी है वो आपके पास ही रहेगा, आपके पास जो पैसा है वो आप, नो, वंस एक्सपेंडिचर इज अदर पर्सन इनकम. क्लियर विद दिस? स्टोर ऑफ वैल्यू, you can store your your money in the form of savings, and if the money is not saved, it is undesired stock. Fine, it will not be useful. अगर आप बैंक में सेविंग करते हो और घर पर अपने लॉकर में सेविंग करके रखते हो, there is a huge difference. Because अगर आप बैंक में सेविंग कर रहे हो, you will get the interest rate. And your money will be used for the investment activities, in the production activities. See this point. Money is a standard value, standard measure of value. Money acts as a unit of value. Money measures value of goods and services in these accounts. Unit of account is a standard numerical unit of measurement in the market value of goods and services. It is used to check profit and loss and liabilities. With money, it is easy to compare the relative values of commodities. For example, the rupee is the unit of account in India, while dollar is the unit of account in USA. So, our first point of secondary function was standard of deferred payment. What does this mean? Standard payment. See, deferred payments. In your accounts, you will study deferred payments, or might be you have studied that. Deferred payments means future में payment कर सकते हो. Deferred payment are those payments which are made in future. So, अगर money है, तभी ये possible हुआ है कि आप future payments कर पा रहे हो. Fine. See, money has made deferred payment easier. When we borrow money from somebody, we have to return the principal as well as interest amount. Now, it is difficult to make such transaction in terms of goods and services. Imagine, you have taken a loan from somebody in terms of wheat. It will be very difficult to return the wheat of same quality. Are you clear with all the functions?